I rise today to join many colleagues who are expressing concern over the impact that sequestration is going to have on America and on my state of Illinois. We're just days away from a budgetary perfect storm that we created. We've got to come together to have a more balanced and sensible approach to reducing the deficit. I was on the Simpson-Bowles Commission, nominated by the Majority Leader Harry Reid, and I served with 17 others, 6 by the President, and 6 from each, the House and the Senate, Democrats and Republicans equally divided. And we consider the deficit crisis facing America, and it's serious. We borrow 40 cents for every dollar we spend. That's unsustainable. No family could continue with that kind of a regimen. No company could, and certainly no nation can. So we have to have deficit reduction, but we need to do it thoughtfully. First, we don't want to do it too quickly. I just met with a group downstairs from Illinois. They are civic and business leaders from the Quad Cities area in western Illinois. And we talked about the fact that we are in an economic recovery, but a slow one, and one that is taking hold but slowly. And we need to take care that whatever we do doesn't jeopardize economic recovery. The day before yesterday, I was at Scott Air Force Base near Belleville, Illinois. At that base, at the Rock Island Arsenal in the Quad Cities, at Air Guard units across Illinois, in Springfield, Peoria, the effect is going to be significant. 15,000 civilian personnel in Illinois will be furloughed for 22 days over the next 7 months, essentially a 20% pay cut. That means $52 million coming out of the pockets of those working families in my state who are trying to get through the worst recession we've had in decades. About 1,500 of these civilian furloughs are Guard technicians. These people are the backbone of the National Guard in Illinois and every state with critical maintenance and training responsibilities. There might have been a day in the distant past when we could say, well, it's just the National Guard. We've learned better. When it came to Iraq and Afghanistan, it was America's reserves and National Guard that stepped up. Time and time again, deployment after deployment, they went into action, and we were proud of what they did. Now to shortchange them when it comes to this basic maintenance and reliability is really short-sighted. This loss of Guard training in Illinois is equivalent to almost $20 million lost. Delaying or canceling necessary military construction means that it will cost more in the future, to the tune of about $27 million. In the Quad Cities, the Rock Island's manufacturing hub could lose $197 million in workload. These cuts don't make sense, not for Illinois, not for America. I want to talk about what sequestration means for civilian families in my state of Illinois. The across-the-board cuts that are scheduled to begin on Friday will work a real hardship on families, children, and the elderly. Young kids in Illinois will be kicked out of Head Start. You know Head Start, that's the pre-K program that gets young kids off on the right foot so they've got a chance that they can learn when they're finally in kindergarten and in school. 2,700 preschoolers in Illinois will be eliminated from the program starting this Friday. Loan guarantees for small businesses will be down. That's the engine of our economy, one of the best job creators. They're going to be cut by $540 million. Fewer jobs, less innovation, less economic growth. In just a single recent year, more than 2,300 small businesses used these loan guarantees in Illinois, and now there'll be a dramatic reduction. If sequestration takes place, the food we eat is going to be at least threatened, if not slowed down. 2,100 fewer food inspections would occur, putting our children at risk, costing many jobs in the food production industry, and definitely slowing down production. The Centers for Disease Control estimate that each year roughly 1 in 6 Americans, about 48 million people, get sick. 128,000 are hospitalized and 3,000 die of foodborne diseases. Is food inspection important? You bet it is. It's clear we need more food inspection in the United States, not less. Well, that's the bad news. Is there a way out of it? There will be. The Senate will get a chance to vote tomorrow. The House has decided, in a very curious move, to basically leave town and ignore this. They passed 2 bills last year which have expired. They don't even apply anymore. And Speaker Boehner announced just earlier this week, well, it's now up to the Senate. I'm not sure if things have changed. I was paying pretty close attention. But under the Constitution, I believe we have a House and a Senate. Unless we've gone to some Nebraska model here, a unicameral model, there's nothing we can do in the Senate to cure this problem alone. We need to have the cooperation of the House. The Speaker can't wash his hands of this and walk away, which apparently he suggested he could earlier this week. We're going to come up with a balanced approach, one that makes a lot more sense than what I've just described. It's going to be a combination of spending cuts, yes, there will be some, and increased revenues. We're going to close some loopholes that benefit wealthy individuals and big corporations. We can replace sequestration, which I've just described, and avoid the damaging cuts and still achieve deficit reduction.